Hi, my name is Claudia Piaya, and I'm graduating with a master's degree in reading education from the Curry School of Education. I'm a teacher, and I started my career teaching English in my native country, Brazil. And then years ago, I was recruited by a program that selects teachers from all over the world to come and work in different states in the United States. The state that first welcomed me was the state of North Carolina, where I worked for 8 years as a teacher of English as a second language. During that time, many of my students opened up to me and shared their experiences of trying to escape poverty and violence and coming to the United States, sometimes entirely by themselves without their families. And I felt like they had so much to give to the world. I really admired their uh, resilience, their courage, their hard work. I also saw their adaptation into the new culture, and having become an immigrant myself, and even though we can't really compare the hardships that they went through, I identified with them on many different levels, and I started looking for opportunities to work more closely with that group of students. Then in 2015, I moved to Virginia to accept a job that would allow me to work solely with the same group of kids who had made an impact in my life. And that would be unaccompanied minors, this time with the Office of Refugee Resettlement Program and Alexandria City Public Schools. Then a while later, the refugee program was shut down, but I'm still with Alexandria City Public Schools. Throughout my career in the public schools in the United States, I have always tried to understand why learning to read in English takes so much longer than learning to read in Romance languages like my native Portuguese, and why so many students struggle reading in English. I felt like I had to be proactive in trying to help my students. After all, reading is the foundation and the most important skill that affects student performance in all school subjects. Well, so I decided I had to learn more about the intricacies of literacy in order to be able to help my students. So I signed up for the reading program at UVA after a 15-year academic hiatus, and I really couldn't be more pleased with the program. Learning the theory behind learning to read in what we call an opaque language like English, where there's so much discrepancy between letters and the sounds that they can represent, has truly been fascinating. But the reading program at UVA is much more than that. Every single class included content that addressed the needs of all students with a focus on, I would say, historically marginalized groups, which aligned with my values and my passion for celebrating diversity and for promoting equity. So from the beginning, my goal was to work really hard and to do my best, and the program really inspired me to graduate summa cum laude. My plan is to continue to work in the public schools, but now I'm much more prepared to help my students develop their literacy skills so they can express themselves effectively in this world. Um, I want to thank my professors for their dedication. I also want to thank Alexandria City Public Schools for the opportunity. I also want to thank my colleagues, my students, and my family for all their support. And thank you for watching.